us meet the MNCs that has been operated in Oman. First of all, we have British Petroleum. It was founded in 1909 in United Kingdom. It has been operated in Oman since the year 2007 until 2025. Second MNC is International ECO561. It has been founded in 1953 in Italy and has been operated in Oman from 2017 up to 2025. The third company, we have Shell. It was founded in 1907 by the Dutch government. It has been operated in Oman since 1958 until present of 2025. Lastly, we have Oxy Petroleum Corporation. It was founded in 1920 and it has been operated in Oman from 1986 up to 2025.
Good morning and welcome to our main headline segment live from Seri Pentas Utama. I am Nik Farin binti Shamran and Muhammad Daniel Taufik, bringing you the latest development shaping our region and beyond. This morning, we turn our focus to Oman, where the role of multinational companies, commonly known as MNC, has played an important role in helping the countries deal with one of its biggest problems, which is unemployment. In late 1990s and early 2000s, Oman faced serious unemployment challenges, especially among young people. The economy was heavily dependent on oil export and there was very little development in other sectors. Most Omanis prefer government jobs because they offer better pay, more stability and social prestige. However, the number of government positions was limited and couldn't meet the growing demand. At the same time, the private sector was dominated by foreign workers and was considered unattractive to most Omanis. Jobs there often came with lower salaries, fewer benefits and less job security. As a result, many citizens stayed away from private employment altogether. Moving forward after the early 2000s, Oman began to see a growing presence of multinational companies, which played a significant role in shifting the country's employment landscape. During the period between 2004 and 2008, Oman's unemployment rate stayed relatively stable around 3.9% to 4.1%. While this didn't show a major drop, it did signal a slow but important structural transformation in the economy. This shift was supported by both government reform and the growing activities of MNC. In addition, MNC brought foreign direct investment into key industries like finance, telecommunication, tourism, logistics, and oil and gas services. Along with investment came new technology, better management system, and modern business practices. The overall unemployment rate didn't fall dramatically, but Oman's labor market began to diversify. Jobs were no longer limited to the public sector. More Omanis were entering industries that didn't exist for them before. Now, turning to another important story, we take a look back at Oman's economic journey before and after the 1970s, a period that marked a major turning point in the nation's development. To begin with, before the 1970s, most Omanis worked in the farming and fishing, and about 80% of the population depended on this traditional job, and education was very limited. Most people couldn't read or write, and schools were found rare. At that time, jobs were mostly informal, and many Omanis left to work in other Gulf countries to support their family. However, after the 1970s, things began to change. Oil company came, and the government started to grow. More formal jobs were created in areas like health, education, and infrastructure. Education improved, and people began aiming for skilled careers. In addition, the government used the money to build more schools, hospitals, and roads. In just a few years, the number of schools grew from only 3 to 68, and many children started going to school. As a result, Oman economy also expanded into new industries like banking, tourism, and telecoms. Foreign workers started coming into Oman instead of Omanis living. Today, most Oman enjoy access to electricity, clean water, and better healthcare. Nevertheless, challenges still remain. Many private sector wages are still low and unemployment continue to be an issue. So while Oman had made remarkable progress, there's still more work ahead to ensure. With that, we wrap up this segment on Oman's development journey. Now, I'll hand things over to my fellow presenter.
Now, let us take a look at the contribution of these MNCs into Oman. There are two new things introduced by these MNCs into Oman, such as Scholars Development Program. This program helps Oman scholars and graduates by producing new future leaders that will lead the country. It acts like a package of sponsorship, networking workshop, internship opportunities at these MNCs. Second one, we have Social Investment Program. It helps locals with the new business management skills that will come outside of Oman. This will improve the local enterprise such as Oman Micro, semi and medium enterprise. This program will boost profit and making them more competitive in the global market.
This is your reporter Nazra. You are listening to your community's update. Oman's continued investment in oil and gas is driving significant infrastructure development from pipelines and refineries to ports and energy hubs. These projects are generating thousands of employment opportunities for Omanis, especially in engineering, operations, and support services. The industry remains a powerful engine of economic growth, contributing to national revenue, attracting foreign investment, and supporting many local businesses that serve energy sector. But alongside the gain, challenges are emerging. Environmental concerns are growing, particularly around emission, water usage, and the long-term impact of extraction on Oman's fragile ecosystem. While steps are being taken to promote cleaner practices, sustainability remains a major issue. There's also an increasing wage gap between high-level technical professionals and lower-wage workers, especially in remote site operation. And as large multinational corporations expand their influence in smaller local services, providers sometimes struggle to stay competitive, raising concerns about market domination and dependency on foreign firms. As Oman aims to balance energy development with diversification and environmental responsibility, the question remains how can the oil and gas industry continue to drive progress while ensuring it's inclusive, sustainable, truly beneficial for all Omanis.
Thank you, Nazura, for reporting from one of the multinational oil and gas operation here in Oman. My name is Maisara Afifah binti Abdul Rashid, and I will now explain some of the positive and negative impacts of this MNC's operation in Oman. On the positive side, these multinational companies contribute significantly to their home country's GDP through the taxes they pay. These revenues are then used to fund various government projects that benefit the citizens of those countries. In addition, these MNCs help drive innovation and research and development back home using the resources and experience gained through their operations in Oman. However, there are also negative impacts to consider. Firstly, these MNCs may reduce focus on domestic oil and gas operation in their home countries, as they shift more investment and attention to Oman due to favorable policies and greater returns. Secondly, their action abroad, especially environmental damage caused during operations, could harm the reputation of their home countries on the global stage. And with that, we'll now return to Nazra in the studio, who will share some recommendations on how to address these challenges. We will now talk about some recommendations to address these challenges. Ms. Nazura, what is your recommendation for the host country, Oman?
The oil and gas industry continues to be a major force in Oman's development. International companies are bringing in large-scale investment, building infrastructure, and creating thousands of jobs, all contributing to strong economic growth. But this progress also brings important challenges. Environmental concerns are growing, especially around pollution and land degradations. Experts recommend that oil companies adopt cleaner technologies, follow stricter environmental regulations, and invest in restoring damaged sites once drilling is complete. There's also a widening wage gap. High-skilled workers, often foreigners, earn significantly more than local low-skilled labor. A solution could be offering more technical training to Omanis, along with fair wage standards to ensure equal pay for equal work. And finally, market domination by large multinational firms is making it harder for small local companies to compete. One way forward is to enforce local content policies, encouraging foreign companies to partner with Omani suppliers and support local entrepreneurship.
Very insightful. Thank you, Ms. Nazura. As for the home countries, the United Kingdom, United States of America, and Italy, my recommendation is to apply consistent environmental and social standards globally. MNCs should uphold the same high-level environmental, safety, and human rights standards in all countries where they are operate, not just at home. This helps reduce the risk of reputational damage, especially when operating in regions with less stringent regulations, and ensures they are contributing ethically and responsibly across the board. Thank you for joining us. We hope this report has given you a clearer understanding of the impacts and responsibilities of the MNCs, oil and gas companies in Oman. Until next time, thank you and take care.